Greetings, Dr. Joseph Martin. Where is home? Build a permanent palace and refuge. Now, I'd like to ask a whole bunch of questions here for us. What are we looking for when we look at home? Are we looking for a physical home with aesthetic appeal and a nice space and garden and granite countertops and an open concept and upgraded bathrooms and so on? Or are we looking for an emotional home? Are we looking for a mental home, a place where our mind can be at peace? Because the mind needs to be at peace above all else. Or are we basically looking for a spiritual home? And I think that my sense is in a book that I've been writing for 20 years, and I can never finish it because when I speak to people as a real estate agent here in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, I'm always asking them for their wish list. And of course, this is something common to our time right now. People write down, as I ask them to, everything on their wish list of what they want in a home. But what I'm realizing is that people have a really big challenge differentiating between a house, which is just an object, and a home, which is a place of peace and rest and tranquility and actually sanctuary. So let's look at all these issues around home. Now, let's go on and say that, in fact, the issues today are quite serious. You know, obviously, people always keep moving homes. But in our grandparents' age, you know, they often stayed in the home that they were born in. And certainly in Europe, you know that you're living in homes that are 400 or 500 years old and passed down through your family. But more and more, as there's more discontentedness around the world, and there's a lot of what we call koyaanisqatsi, or life out of balance. There's a lot of war and famine and plague and pestilence and so on, and droughts and floods and hurricanes and earthquakes. We just had another one in California yesterday. And so now what's going on is there's more mass migrations. And we know that individuals are moving from country to country to country. And we know that because many of you are coming here to Canada. And perhaps that might be something to think about in the future in terms of your own personal home and where you need to be on planet Earth. With all this shifting and changing, you know, people now in our generation, and even the boomer generation, as they're downsizing around the world, are selling their homes and moving into what other kinds of retirement homes or whatever. And the X and Y generations, the millennials, seem to move used to be every 7 years, and now it's turning out to be maybe every 2 or 3 years. So, what is this constant search? It's not strictly financial. It's looking for a place of sanctuary. It's looking for a place of peace. It's looking for a place of safety and security, absolutely, where you can be safe physically and your home and belongings can be safe. And it's looking for a place where you can rest and relax and put your feet up, take your shoes off, and you can find a bit of a peace of mind and peace of heart in this place that you're looking for called home. And also a place where you can be intimate with your beloveds and your kids and your pets, and also a place of regeneration and rejuvenation. All of us worldwide, and I know all of you listening to this, we have very busy lives. We have very busy work days, more than 9 to 5 for most of us, including myself. And we do need a place, a space, a sacred space where we can rest and rejuvenate, recharge our batteries, so to speak. So let's look at all these issues. You know, it's interesting again. I am a real estate agent, as I mentioned. My website is www.josephbarry, Martin.com. I also have a feng shui website because I'm a professional feng shui individual, and that is www.houseoflightharmony.com. That's houseoflightharmony.com, all one word. I've written countless hundreds of articles on the topics of home and house and what people need in terms of a space to live in and to thrive in and to grow in and to heal in and to recharge in. And these are all blogs and articles on my two websites I've just mentioned. In this search for home, then, let's look at all the issues. It goes much deeper because I think if you've looked at my other videos on the search for meaning and the fact that most of us are lonely and depressed and we're out of sorts, and mostly I'll just put it down to this one point. We're still searching for our center. We're searching for a center, a core in ourself, inside, in our innermost center, spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally, and physically. And it would be the heart. And you'll want to listen to my next video on the heart of truth. And this is something that people have a really big challenge in finding. When you find your heart, your center, your core, your source, then you will know what home means to you. Now, personally, over my lifetime, because of the fact that I was born in a family that was very, very poor, they were all post-traumatic stress syndrome from the war. Both my parents had been in the Second World War and starting to get come back and from the war and start all over again financially and emotionally and in every way. It's been a challenge, and I would say my life is like most of your lives, or your parents, I'm sure, or yourselves. Wherever you are on planet Earth listening to this, you've gone through a lot of trauma and a lot of change and a lot of moving and shifting in terms of places where you've lived. Some of you have lived probably more than 10 or 20 places. Circling around to, spiraling around to the center of this issue that I'm speaking to you about is the fact that you'll only find peace in yourself when you found your heart. There's a very common, great saying, home is where your heart is. And I'd like to suggest that home, as I found it for myself, is not in a physical house or space. It's actually wherever I am in my heart in this now moment. My home is in my heart, so I'm a walking home. Wherever I go is home. If I'm out in nature, that's my home. If I'm at the gym or in the swimming pool, that's my home at that moment. And I don't reside in one physical space, nor do I consider that object as my home. And this is an issue we need to look at because some people cannot distinguish yet between a house, which is just an object, and a home, which is a place of emotional, mental, and spiritual sanctuary, safety, and rejuvenation. Now, most people in real estate that I know, and there's nothing wrong with this, it's where we are at this time in this yoga cycle of great darkness and materialism and an objectification of everything and just focusing on the material world outside of ourselves, which is why we do all these videos, and I'm certainly not the only one, to inspire all of us to go back inside our heart and find our center inside rather than in material objects outside. But in any case, many people, when I ask them about their wish list for a property or a house they'd like to buy, it has to do with the size, the number of the bedrooms, and the fact that it's a certain open concept and upgraded kitchens and upgraded bathrooms, and everything has to be done to the nines. And that's part of the challenge of why we had this economic depression in 2008, because through the subprime mortgages and so on, many people are overextending themselves financially with their mortgage or even the rent payments to the point where they're not able to sustain that. And it's some kind of a materialistic dream to have a house, an object, or a property that's bigger than what we can afford. And sometimes it's just because of status and prestige and keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, which is all just a fallacy and just an illusion. And many people realize that they have bought into that illusion and they now need to get out of it. And that's a key why I'm giving you this video. So, carrying on then, I think the process is a transformation of our consciousness into finding a home. And my suggestion, if you really want to build a permanent palace, and refuge is of course a Buddhist term of finding refuge or sanctuary, safety, and unity with the Buddha himself, the Buddha consciousness, the Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness, it's all one, the white buffalo calf woman consciousness, and also within your Dharma, your path of truth, and your lifestyle, and what you do for others in the world, and of course the Sangha or the community, to be part of a healing community that supports your values of being at home in your heart. And we all need to be at home in our heart. And then we're more capable of sharing with one another all our physical objects and services and products and produce. So, what I'd like to suggest to help you, I'm going to take you through a visualization. You'll be listening to my voice. You may wish to close your eyes at some point. These are visualizations that my partner, my business partner Miriam, and I have been doing for at least 20 years, and I myself have been doing them for 40 years. I'm going to take you on a journey into the palace of your heart. And this will help you find your spiritual center, your mental peace, your inner power, the power of spirit, the power of your soul, the power of your connection to the unity of the source truth of the universes. And it'll help you to deal with your emotional issues. Because buying real estate and living in a house is basically an emotional gut experience. But now I'm asking to take all that energy you put into your house or where you live, turn it around, come back inside, because the only reality is your consciousness as it evolves into super consciousness inside yourself. So this journey to the palace of your innermost heart, your center, your core, your source, is going to give you the experience now of finding home and living in your home for the rest of eternity. All right, so wherever you are, get relaxed, take your shoes off, sit comfortably. You might be wanting to lie on the floor. Close your eyes and take 7 slow, deep, full diaphragmatic breaths down into your abdomen, your pelvis, even all the way down to your feet. So 7 full, deep, slow breaths. Your eyes are closing and you're going down inwards into your innermost self. This is a journey. And now in your imagination, and your imagination is the reality that creates your life. Closing your eyes, we're going to go on a little journey, but we need to find our way down into the center of the Mother Earth's heart. And we're going to her crystal cave. Her name is Dendrea, white buffalo calf woman, or Gaia, or Durga. Whatever name you choose, she is one and the same. She is one truth, and she is our Mother Earth. So look for a rabbit hole, a foxhole as you're out in nature now. There's going to be some way that you can go down inside yourself, down into the earth. It could be a cave. It could be the roots of an oak tree or any tree that's around you that you know and you're comfortable with. It could be any kind of animal hole that's going to take you down. And you're going to find yourself easily, naturally, and quickly being led by an animal spirit guide, whichever that animal spirit guide that you've already been working with or that you may find has just come here to be with you now at this time. This is a journey to find your personal sacred sanctuary of home in the earth crystal heart, which is your crystal heart inside your heart. Could be Archangel Michael or any of the archangels or any of the great spiritual masters taking you down, down, down. It could be Jesus, Buddha, Guru Nanak, Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Yogananda, Sharada Devi, Lao Tzu, Muhammad, peace be upon him, bless his holy name. Any of them, Rabia. And as you go down, Moses, Krishna, Abraham, Elijah, as you go down safely, easily, and naturally now with your guide, your soul guide, you're going to find yourself coming out of the very bottom in the center of the earth. And there you will find a path as you land down at the bottom of this channel. You're going to find a pathway into a sacred cave, and the path and the cave inside are glittering with diamonds and gold and rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and all the great gems we know that Mother Earth is made of. And deep inside, as you are led into this cave, there's natural lighting inside. There are torches in the walls that brighten the cave. It's a very high-ceilinged natural cave of rock and gems and crystals. All kinds of crystals, particularly quartz crystals of many different shapes, sizes, and colors. And as you reach there, inside the cave, you see in the very center a fire, a brilliant fire. But before you get to that, you're led to a very small waterfall, just of fresh, clean, pure, sacred water that's refreshing. And your guide leads you under the waterfall. And as you go under the waterfall, you are experiencing a deep, resilient, refreshing purification, cleansing, and healing. Rejoice in the clean, pure water as it runs over your head, over your skin, and takes everything away that needs to be cleansed. You feel even your spirit, your soul, your mind, and your heart and emotions, your psyche are being cleansed now. And then drying off, you're led over to the main fire that's glistening and crackling, and you can see the red, yellow, blue flames. It smells wonderful. It's the natural smell of wood fire. And the beauty, you look around and the flames and the light are flickering its colors all over the gems encrusted in the walls and the floors of this beautiful Earth Mother Heart Cave. And there you are with the Earth Mother herself. She may look like a very natural, earthy woman with long, long hair, leaves or other garlands or flowers in her hair, and all sorts of natural clothes that she's wearing. And mostly you just look into her eyes and you see there the most beautiful, peaceful love, kind, respectful, absolutely beautiful, infinite love of gentleness and beauty and peace. And as you gaze into the Earth Mother's eyes, you start to feel a cleansing inside your own heart and mind and body and spirit. And it's as if there's some doors being opened in your heart. You're coming home to yourself, maybe for the first time. Maybe it's been a long time since you've been home with yourself deep in the center of your heart. And this is the key. Breathe in the feeling, the sensation, the wonder, the adventure, the joy of being at home in your heart. Take some deep, full breaths now and embody this, embed this in every part of your being, and expand the feeling throughout every part of yourself till you become a unity unto yourself and you know that you feel completely peaceful, joyful, and aware inside your home in your heart. Taking a few more breaths, slowly, deeply, and fully, to know this in every cell and particle and atom and space inside you, unifying you. And now the Earth Mother, she's giving you 3 gifts, one at a time. They could be values or non-material gifts of things of most important value for you. They could be physical objects that have a symbolic, deeply, highly symbolic meaning and purpose and value for you. One at a time, you will receive the gifts and you will know and experience and embody the value and the meaning of these gifts. So just take a few bits of time now to receive each of those three gifts. Breathing all the while, staying centered, peaceful and grounded in your body. Now, knowing that you will be able to stay in this deep place for eternity, and also consciously go back and revisualize the experience whenever you choose and need to, at your own will and choice, and that you will continue to experience and embody a deepening sense of home inside your heart, mind, soul, and body, physical. And also always remembering that home is a spiritual place, mostly. It's a refuge. So with your guide now preparing to leave the Mother Earth's heart crystal cave, with the gifts and the knowing and the change and the opening to your heart, allow your guide to take you out of the cave now and walk back along the same path you came in. And then you will be coming back up to the surface of the earth easily, naturally, and quickly now with your guide. Just do that now. It's time for you to start coming back all the way up to the top of the earth, the surface of the earth. And now finding your way back to the surface of the earth, taking some deep, full breaths, staying grounded in your body. Enjoying this experience. It's an initiation, it's a revelation for some of you perhaps. And know that your heart is now open and grounded and it is your true home. It's the place where you started way back when your soul came into being from the one great source light. And remember, it is your sanctuary, your heart, your true heart, your unique diamond heart, the unique divine spark of great source universal light that you are, is your truth. It's who you are. It's the love you are. And this is going to carry you forward for the rest of this life and beyond into eternity. And it's coming home and remembering who you are, remembering to be the love you are. And as you stay in your heart, all knowledge and wisdom will come to you now and in the future. And remember, as many great masters have said, particularly Jesus, don't set your sights on riches or homes or palaces on earth, because when you pass over into the afterlife, you'll have to leave it all behind. Instead, find that innermost palace of the heart, which is where we were just experiencing, where you still are now. This palace of the heart is your unique spark, your right to exist, your right to be the light you are and the right to be the love you are. So thrill and excite yourself with further adventures to come as you stay in this home of the heart. And remember, as the Buddha says, it is your refuge, it's your place of sanctuary, and it will always be yours, and nobody can take it away from you, no matter whatever else happens to you in your life, on any level, in this three-dimensional, spiritual, physical world. Your heart is sanctuary and will always be yours. Well, I wish you all love and blessings as you continue to journey deeper and higher into the highest, most parts of your own spiritual heart. And remember, you are an immortal, eternal being of great love. So all light and joy and blessings and peace be with you as you continue to experience this great adventure. Om Namah Shivaya, Namaste. I see the great love and light that you are. Dr. Joseph.